Hey, buddy, welcome to Matt Man, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarin. I'm joined by the electronic man himself, Rich Stambolian.
The most electronic man in sports entertainment. I don't know if you guys saw the picture I posted, but that was I photoshopped the most electronic man the other day. Go back in the timeline and check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. The Rock is the most electronic man in all of sports entertainment. What's going on, Rich?
Not much, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
Good. I jammed my toe. I have a little staycation coming up tonight. I'm staying in the city, going out to dinner, so I'm looking forward to the day ending already.
Oh, look at this. Batcher 3000, $199. Good morning, my violets, and Hey Geek.
Hey Geek is his new show, by the way. That's MG's new show. Holy moly, a lot of wrestling this week, man.
Oh, dude, so much news.
Dude, we're 13 days into the year. And it's starting.
It's crazy, right? Ooh, Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th. I did not imagine the start of the year could have topped last year. You know, Cody leaving was a huge story, showing up at WrestleMania. But it seems like we're on our way to a wacky year.
I did not have any of this on my wrestling bingo card for this year, especially the news that didn't drop or did drop at the beginning of the week that had everybody freaking the F out. You want to just jump into it?
Well, yeah, let's go into all the stories. We have the headlines here that MG put together, so you want to start that?
Yeah. So we got a WWE change in leadership and potential sale. That's like the big overarching theme, I guess, to the beginning of the week. So, boom, WWE formally filed with the SEC that Vince was officially back.
Yes.
Going to be a little bit of business talk, so we're going to have to go back and forth, and I'm going to try not to pass out.
No, try not to pass out. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So this happened on Friday, by the way. They kind of the story came out Friday afternoon to kind of alleviate any kind of, negativity on the stock. They formally filed that Vince is back. George Barrios and Michelle Wilson were added to the board. Joe Ellen Dillon, Jeffrey Speed, and Alan Wexler were removed. Also, there were two other people that got removed. Manjeet Singh, I believe he's a Sony executive or from Sony. And what is it? Ignis Lahoud? How do you pronounce that?
Ignis Lahoud?
Lahoud?
Yeah.
All right. Out of the board as well. So it's a much smaller board, obviously. At 10 a.m. East, WWE issued a press release in which they said they welcome McMahon back, and they were looking to exploring all strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. Very unique wording used here. There's a specific reason why they used the words that they used. The stock market was up 17% upon hearing the possibility of a sale. During an all-hands-on-deck Zoom meeting that happened in the afternoon, employees were told there will be no changes to the management team or their responsibilities, including those of Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Nick Khan. This meeting was primarily led by Steph. Saturday, MG did a great job at this, by the way, putting this together. Everybody give him a little thank you for this. Saturday, it came out that WWE had retained the services of JP Morgan for many reasons. One, JP Morgan also has a lot of relationships in Saudi Arabia. They are their bankers. Also, I believe Morgan Stanley holds Vince McMahon's margins. Same thing with Goldman Sachs. So they are eliminated from representing him in a sale because it's a conflict of interest. You also need another bank involved. So a lot of people are, yesterday I saw the story about JPMC possibly handling both sides of the deal. They can't do that. They could be involved in both sides, but they can't handle both sides of the deal. You need another bank also. So that's kind of there. So we're still on Saturday here. This is the timeline, boys and girls. If the deal, so it came out that they've retained the service of JP Morgan. If the deal occurs, it would most likely be within the next 3 to 6 months. That is 100% accurate, by the way. If the deal is happening this year, I expect it to happen within the next 3 to 6 months. Normally, these things take a little bit. Here are the front runners here. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund I'll tell you why I know a little bit about this, because of my background in hospitality. The Saudis, a couple of years ago, injected billions into the hospitality world, and I have a lot of friends in that field, so I'm going to touch on that. Comcast, NBC, Universal, which is already a content partner of WWE's long-standing 40-year relationship, Fox, Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Netflix. Tuesday. Are you liking this? Do you like this way that I'm doing this, Rich?
This is nice. It's putting me to sleep.
Okay, do you want to interject, or do you want me to go through this and then you
No, keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
All right. On Tuesday, Stephanie McMahon resigned as WWE's co-CEO and chairwoman of the board. Then Vince McMahon was named executive chairman after Stephanie left. WWE announced in a press release that WWE's board of directors had unanimously voted Vince McMahon as executive chairman of the board. Brian Alvarez tweeted, big news on a possible sale. Tuesday night, everybody lost their minds.
Yeah, everybody went bananas, man. It was kind of funny to watch, like, everybody just piling onto this stuff. This is what happens when you concentrate too much on social media with this kind of thing. You know, like, everybody lost their shit because of this.
Well, the rumor is that the Saudis and WWE had agreed in principle.
Right.
I heard the same exact rumors leading up to Brian's tweet. Something was buzzing. So something changed. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So did the deal happen? No.
Right.
I saw a lot of people posting that the deal was done, which was not accurate. It was a little bit of a jump the gun situation here, but there is fire here. Speculation it's the Saudi group. The internet lost their minds overnight. Wednesday morning, it started to get debunked. Even from official, in a semi-official way, somebody at WWE debunked it and said, they're looking at all their options. It's not a no, but there is no deal signed. Thursday. And then we'll go into today. The Khans are apparently in the mix of buying. Now,
amazing.
Listen, I think this is a great PR optic that they're doing. If I was part of AEW's PR or whatever that the parent company's PR would be, I would say that this is a great way to put your name out there and to kind of say, like, listen, we got the same money that Vince does, but we have more money than Vince does. So put us in the mix. Do I think AEW will purchase WWE? I would be so shocked. I would definitely eat my shirt then.
You ain't gonna eat your shirt, man.
I'll eat my shirt. You know what? I'll eat my shirt. I'll eat my shirt.
I think you should take the wig off.
You think I should take the wig off?
Or shave one eyebrow. This would be, again, would be life imitating art. Imagine if the Khans pull what Vince did like 20 years ago, like when he bought WCW, right?
Yeah.
You get that surprise on Monday Night Raw, Tony Khan shows up. That would be hysterical. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd also, like, to go back a little bit, I feel like people don't realize, like, unloading a company of this magnitude is not like selling a car. It's not like some guy's going to walk off the street and be like, hey, I'll give you $2,000 for your old Ford Explorer. Like, no, this shit takes effing time, and I think people lose their minds for no reason apart from that.
Listen, let's break this down a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start off with what happened with Steph. Steph is gone. Not only did last time when she left, she had stepped down from her position, but she remained on the board with the intention of returning at some point, just not in the same position she was in prior. That is what I was told by WWE when she left. Then she was buried astronomically on the way out.
Yeah. Wild, right?
Wild. She was, really... Essentially, they had put out there that she was incompetent. Investors didn't have trust in her. She dropped the ball. She was not good in that position. And then, like, 2 weeks later, she's back and she's running the company. So, fascinating. But this time, Steph left the board. So, Steph is out. Very interesting.
What's fascinating about this is the first time Steph stepped down, you could say that it was a little bit of like corporate shuffling and a little, not subterfuge, but just a little smoke and mirrors, because they saw the writing on the wall with like the lawsuits against Vince and like all that stuff and having him step down, like who's to say like this can't be part of like another big thing where in a few months Steph is going to make her return in some way, to the company.
I mean, anything is possible for sure. I don't think this was a positive leaving. Last time she had planned, she had told people already that she was planning on taking a little bit of a leave. She's worked in that company since she was 14 years old. So straight. Yeah. So she's really never had time off other than when she had the kids. So, maybe it was time. She needed a little break. I get it. I totally get it. But now this is a little different. She's out of the board. So that's another space that's going to be open that Vince needs to fill. Vince has essentially assumed all control of the board. And when you control the board, you control the narrative and you control everything else in the company. And I keep saying that. People need to stop, in my opinion, stop worrying about creative, that he's going to put himself as the head of creative, and the SEC won't. The SEC doesn't give a crap about WWE's creative, okay?
Exactly.
They don't care about it. And if you think Vince McMahon sitting as the executive chairman of the board at this very moment does not have any kind of input on the creative direction of the company, you are lying to yourself. You're making
people are just
up a scenario in your mind to make you feel better. He doesn't need to be head of creative to be in charge of creative in that company. It's his company.
Exactly. I think people are just afraid that they're going to shove Bobby Lashley into some kind of like cuckold angle again.
Oh my God. That was Paul Heyman though. That was a Paul Heyman.
Was
idea.
It?
Yeah, that was Paul. Also, let's go to the sale idea here. Listen, you got contenders. Nick Khan was at a college football game with Bob Iger and the head of ESPN. Your dream may come true, Rich.
Hey, listen, I'm a big fan of the mouse in this situation.
I know you really want it to be Disney. I don't see it being Disney. I don't think it's going to be Disney. More than anything, I'm leading that they go private. And the reason for that is if WWE goes to Disney, Vince McMahon cannot be in charge of that company.
Oh, right.
He won't.
Yeah.
Disney won't
morality
do that.
Clause.
Yeah, listen, the Disney, you can't criticize, China when it comes to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of moving parts there, and they don't really tolerate a Vince McMahon type person. But with Comcast, I mean, you still risk getting ousted immediately. You still risk that. I don't think he's back just to do a sale. I think he's back to be in some sort of position of power. And how are you going to do that? Yeah, you know how? The Saudis, they don't care. They want things to be operating the same. Vince is back to negotiate TV. He's going to negotiate the TV deal. He'll be running, he'll still be chairman. I don't know what position. There's no board of directors at that point, but maybe they could come up with some honorary position where he's running the company. And there you go. It's business as usual with Saudi money backing it.
Now, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Could this be, in some interesting way, a attempt to leverage a sale because Saudi interest is very high, or like the speculation of Saudi interest is very high, right? And I think it was reported the other day when people thought they were selling the company that the offer on the table was $6.5 billion, right? Now,
yeah, well, no, it was, that's the market value.
Okay.
So that's the market value at closing. So right now the market value is 6.6. The market cap is 6.62 billion right now.
So let's say the Saudis offer him or somebody or WWE $8 billion, right?
Yeah.
Now, could that be used as leverage to say, hey, maybe Comcast will say, hey, listen, don't sell to the Saudis. We'll give you 10.
Listen, Comcast is already, you're going to look at the TV rights situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect WWE to be on Hulu for next day TV rights. So that is a separate deal. The right place would be Peacock. But is Fox going to be willing to give that up? There's also the Fox element. So if Comcast wants to be totally in bed with WWE, which they should at this point, they're going to have to renegotiate. They're going to have to come up with a new deal that includes SmackDown, NXT, Raw, Peak, the WWE Network, and Next Day rights. You're looking at $1 billion a year over the next 5 years. So is it worth it for Comcast to keep doing that? Or is it worth it, like you said, to throw in an offer to purchase them? But the guarantee would probably have to be for Vince. And what happens to Vince? That has to play a part in this. I don't know if Comcast is going to tolerate it. It's like a real life Succession. I mean, there has to be a movie based on this. This is such a fascinating turn of events for this company. The other thing here is generally when you have a publicly traded company like this, right? You don't necessarily go out of your way to sell the company when you're making the money that you're making.
Right.
So why are you selling it? To me, you're selling it to take it private. You're not selling it to remain public. You're not selling it for, I mean, obviously the stockholders are going to get over the value of whatever it is today. Maybe it'll be $102 a share. Maybe it'll be $108 a share, whatever. But if you merge with NBCU, you still risk the chance of not having control and them putting their own CEO in place.
Right.
What does this mean for Nick Khan? There's so many moving parts here. But if you go private, then I think most likely everybody's going to stay where they are.
I wonder if there's an executive on either end that's like a real huge fanboy.
On the NBC side, yes. On the Saudi side, the Saudis, they want return. They want to make money. And the money, they're not buying this to appease Vince, and because somebody was like, Saudis have so much money they don't care. I'm like, they don't do business like that. Like they want profit. Like you have to immediately show you're making a profit here.
Well,
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this a definition or term of the term sports washing, where they want to look make their country and their view look better by bringing in sports? Like
I don't know. I by the way, I hate that term, sports washing.
I know.
I think it's such a stupid term to use. No, it's their propaganda arm. It's their But this is their investment. This has nothing to do with the propaganda that they do. This is them investing in money-making projects. The Live Golf Tournament is somewhat their propaganda arm. However, it's more that they're entering the space and they have the money.
Yeah.
Listen, they own 5% of Disney. They have 5% of Disney. They have points in Uber. The Saudi, that their investment, their sovereign investment fund is invested in like everything.
Wasn't their original plan with WWE part of their whole 10-year rejuvenation thing where they wanted to make like Saudi Arabia more accessible to like everybody in the world or something like that?
Yeah. That's part of their PR, that they want to evolve, because listen, oil, they have enough oil for the next 100 or 200 or whatever 300 years, but you got to think outside a little bit too, and they don't have the best public relations,
Right, yeah.
So,
or perception, or public perception.
Public perception.
Let's be honest about that.
I mean, it's not perception. It's fact. They're not. It's not a very accepting country. So this is their counter to that, I guess. Instead of getting a little progressive, I think the Saudis are front runners for sure. I don't.
Never doubt the mouse, Andrew.
I don't. I never doubt the mouse, but also Endeavor's another company that I would say could play a part in here. But that's a lot of money for Endeavor to put together. $7 billion to get WWE. Do they want to do that? Would Vince McMahon be in control of Endeavor? I think Vince McMahon would probably stay there if they do go to Endeavor. But this major synergy between UFC and WWE now.
Would you be shocked if out of left field, here comes Jeff Bezos in his Lex Luthor super suit and just buys WWE?
Yeah,
and now
I'd be really
on
shocked.
Amazon.
I'd be very shocked. Yeah, very, very shocked. So that's the latest here in the saga. Did I miss anything, MG?
No, I think you covered it pretty good.
Thank you, our very own Baba Booey here.
Yeah, MG, how give us on the spot likes and dislikes. How are we doing so far, MG?
You are looking very good. I don't know about doing, but you're looking great.
It sounds like you forgot my name.
He did forget his name. He was going to call you Jim.
He's like, you're looking good.
You're looking good, Jim.
Give us on the spot feedback after every segment.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
All right, you want to go into the rest of the news?
Baba MG, yeah. So I'm going to read this verbatim. AEW's Dax Harwood said FTR has been granted the next few months off of the television.
Off of the television. Wow. Yeah, well deserved. Those guys worked really hard in 2022. Might as well take a little bit of time off.
Yeah. This is interesting. Here's a little report. Jay White is expected to leave New Japan when the contract expires. I mean, we've speculated about this for the last year and a half, I think. Yeah. But where does Jay White go?
Where does he have a better future?
Well, if you think about it, and we can play like wrestling fanboy here, if WWE is interested in Tama Tonga and Hikuleo, maybe give this guy a couple of bucks, have him in WWE. Would he do better in AEW at this point with that saturated roster?
I don't know, man. You know, like the roster is really saturated, and they haven't married people on the top tier yet. You know, like Danielson wrestles everybody. Moxley wrestles everybody. Hey, actually, Hangman and Moxley are the only two that have been married for so long.
Yeah.
MJF, we'll talk about him. There was a lot of people were not very thrilled with his performance on Wednesday, and I didn't see what they saw.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, people are getting turned off to him as a cheap heat heel. I'm like, that's exactly what he is.
Exactly.
I think it was mentioning disco. I think that drove people nuts. They didn't like that. You know what it is? Mentioned.
You know what it is? I think I know we're gonna get into it, but off the top of my head, I think because when somebody is actually funny as opposed to wrestling funny, people don't like it because it goes over their head.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
I think that's what it is. You know, yeah. Like when I was rolling, man. When he said when he called Freddie Prinze Jr. a yabba dabba douchebag,
that was hysterical.
Forget it.
Yeah, that was hysterical. Jay White.
I think the line in question was Konnichiwa.
That's what it was. Yeah, he started with Konnichiwa. Yeah.
He's a douche. It's fine.
Yeah, that's his gimmick. You're supposed to dislike him.
People didn't like Konnichiwa, but they liked when he called Takeshita take a shitta.
Take a shitta, yeah. But again, he's a character on a television show that you're supposed to hate.
He's a good asshole.
He's a great asshole. Yeah, you know, he's fantastic. Mandy Rose was. Oh, so Jay White, where do you think he's going to end up?
I don't know, man. Like, I'd love to see him in AEW. I'd love to see Jay White cutting. See, I think the only thing with AEW is if you put Jay White on TV, he will cut some of the best promos in that company and probably have some of the best matches. But look at that roster that he has to wrestle.
Yeah, there's so many guys on that roster.
Does he get lost in the shuffle in WWE because they can't let him cut those gnarly, pointed promos?
To be honest with you, WWE has done a better job at focusing the mid upper card than AEW has at this point. They've told you where these people are and who they're feuding with and what they're doing. Like, people got into Sheamus this year.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they rehabbed Sheamus. People got into him. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer for Jay White would be. I would love to see him in AEW. I think the matches he would have would be way better. But, you know, he's a young guy and he has a future in that company. I don't think he's going to NXT. An IWGP champion. He's not going to. He just wrestled Okada. He's not going to go to NXT. So it's either going to be, you know, WWE or AEW. Mandy Rose addressed her release during an appearance of the Tamron Hall show. Rose said that she never told her fan time page. Mandy Rose said she was never told that her only time page was why she was released. So,
can we take that from the topic?
She also said on the show that she only posted bikini and like Instagram photos on there, which is not true whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, we all saw. We all know what happened.
I'm shocked that people are shocked that she got released. I don't think they've seen the photos that she's posted. WWE had no idea that this is what she was doing. They actually believed that it was like bikini model photos.
Yeah.
Instead, you're getting buttholes.
Lots of buttholes.
Lots of buttholes.
But that's like MG's fan time page.
That is like his fan time page, which I don't go to ever. Don't want to go anywhere near it.
It's not very recommended.
Yeah. William Regal is now Vice President of Global Talent Development for the company. Great. Perfect position for him. ROH Supercard of Honor has been announced for Los Angeles, California on March 31st. It'll be on Friday, going up against SmackDown at the Galen Center in Los Angeles. It's a 10,000 person building. Will they do 10,000 people in that building? I don't believe so, unless they stack that thing with all AEW guys.
I think it's going to happen.
Okay, we'll see. It's 7 p.m. pay-per-view. You think they'll sell 10,000 seats in that building?
I think so.
Close
I think,
to it?
like you said, I think if they stack that card,
they could.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they will. Look, Jericho showed up at Bola. Come on.
Jericho showed up at Bola, yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern pay-per-view. It'll go on sale on Friday, January 27th. This will be going head-to-head with SmackDown the night before WrestleMania. AEW Dynamite last night did 967,000 viewers, or I should say Wednesday night, with a .33 in the demo. I believe they were third in the demo on cable. IWGP World Title will be defended at New Japan Battle in the Valley in San Jose. Either Okada or Shingo will defend it. They're going to have a match on a New Beginning on the 11th. Battle in the Valley is already sold out, by the way.
Very excited about that, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Raw, we'll just summarize it quickly before we go into other stuff. The show drew 1.69 million. Let's say 1.7. It was up from 1.6 from last week, up against College Football. The Bloodline attacked Kevin Owens after he beat Baron Corbin. Uncle Howdy showed up. One of the funniest images I saw on the internet is Uncle Howdy with the Saudi garb.
Oh, my God, yes.
Hysterical. Uncle Howdy confronted Alexa Bliss, who was trying to give a promo saying that she was in control. Another Cody vignette aired, wrongly hinting he will be at Royal Rumble. Why is it wrongly? Strongly? Is that the word we're looking for?
Baba Angie, come on.
He is like Mr. Magoo. He really is our Mr. Magoo. There is a big difference between strongly hinting that he's going to be in the Rumble and wrongly hinting. What is it?
Exactly.
His arm is dangling off his body. He's like, I'm going to be in that Rumble.
They just show him. They just showed pictures of like vacation tickets that he has during the Rumble or something. Plane tickets. He's not going to be in town. The Mr. Magoo shit always makes me. If you call somebody Mr. Magoo, that will always make me laugh. I used to work in a comic store, and we used to have this customer that came in, and he was like a mumbly dude. But our boss would just be like, "Oh, it's Mr. Magoo," and I'm like, "Why?" There's no reason to call this guy Mr. Magoo, and I've laughed at that for like 20 years. It's hysterical.
Judgment Day wins a tag team turmoil match when Dominic is fantastic. Dominic is perfect. Don't ever criticize Dominic again. I love this heartened Dominic. I love the teardrop tattoo. Everything about it was freaking perfect.
So good.
It was so effing good. Wonderful.
I'm going to interrupt for a second, and I'm going to do a little deep dive into the chat room right now. Estilo Latino made a great point right now.
What is it?
We need an MG typo drinking game, guys.
Oh, yeah.
If that ever happened, you'd all be in the hospital.
You would all be dead. Do you know? You would. It's 10:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. We'd be dead by now.
Oh, absolutely. Like if we, and again, MG, we love you. This is not a knock on you, but it kind of is. If we took a shot, every time we looked at this sheet and saw something misspelled, this show would have been over after 15 minutes.
Dude, when we went to Chicago, okay, this is a true story. I never told this, dude. Okay? I never told this. Yeah.
I got one too.
This fucking guy got so loaded, okay? So loaded. It's like 9:30. I took my edible. I'm hanging out. This dude is banging on my door. I go through the little peephole. I'm looking. It's him chewing on glass, and he's like, "I'm from Detroit. He's just screaming that he's from the Detroit and he loved the Sheik, and he's just chewing on glass and banging his head on my door. Where's Steve Meltzer?
Was that before or after he came out of he had 2 beers, he came out of the bathroom completely naked, apart from a Vader mask.
Oh my God.
That was yelling at everybody. And he was like, I fear no man and I fear no beer. And he tried to Steve Austin 2 cans of beer, except it was 2 glass bottles.
No, but
and
that
he
was
just shattered them right over his head.
But wait, no. That was after he came out of the bathroom doing a Buffalo Bill, and he's like, "Where's Dave Meltzer? I want to show him something."
Fully tucked,
dude. He's just doing a Buffalo Bill. Oh my God, he's out of his mind. This fucking guy. You know he eats rocks. He that's rocks. Like his thing. Like edamame.
Don't feed him after midnight. Do not feed this guy after midnight.
Dude, he's just sitting there. He's like he had like a little bowl, and I'm like, "What is that? Edamame?" He's like, "No, rocks. I collected it by the Hyatt," and he's just chewing on it.
They make my teeth sharp.
His teeth are made out of metal. And then you know what he does? He turns into Sonic. He turns into a little ball, and that's how he fucking takes off. Just barrel roll.
I was wondering what that blue orb shooting through the hallway was.
It was MG.
That third beer will do it to you.
He's yelling at us in the chat room. He's not liking it. He goes, "Okay, focus." No, the Buffalo Bill was hysterical. He's bashing his head against the wall. Where's Vicky?
He's doing a Goldberg. Check me out, I'm Goldberg. And then he headbutt the wall and passed out.
Tried to rip his face off too. That was something too. All right, what else do we have here?
NXT.
Yeah, we'll skip it quick. Jinder Mahal wrestled. I don't know, man. You know, I the Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker stuff was pretty good. I'm a big fan of Braun. Yeah, he's born Breaker.
Take a shot,
guys. But I'm not into it. I don't know why. Did I lose something, or do other people feel this way as well?
I do think he should be called Born Breaker, though.
Born Breaker.
Listen, I feel like it lost a step. I'll tune in or I'll have it on for background noise, but even for background noise, I'll just put something else on, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is, though? Tuesdays, I do the show with Garrett, and then afterwards, I'm like so exhausted. Mm-hmm. You know? Such an exhausting day. Not because I do a show with Garrett, because it's just a long ass day for me, and I don't want to watch.
Threw Garrett under the bus.
I just threw Garrett under the bus. Oh my God, I'm so tired after Garrett.
Oh, this guy tires me out so much.
I'm so exhausted where I can't watch it live. All right, let's go. Let's see. We did our award show, guys. If you go to our page, youtube.com/MattMenPodcast, do us a favor. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers this year. We've had a lot of stop and goes with this channel. We were on the GFQ page. We took everything off, and we had to start over a couple of years ago, and it's been a little bit of a chug along to get it going. We're also on Observers, so you get our content everywhere. But hit the subscribe button. It helps us out. It helps grow the page, and it makes allows other people to find us. You could also check out the award show. MG Geek put a lot of work into this. He's very proud of it.
Did a great job.
And I'm going to send him some money next week for it. So please remind me to pay you. This is my public notice to remind you. That's how people get paid. You guys have to constantly remind me. I have the attention span of a squirrel, so I don't remember anything. Dynamite. Love this show. Fantastic show.
Great Dynamite. I feel like this was such an explosion on their end, and it worked. Like, there was a lot of the show that was effing rocking, and you started out with Hangman Page defeating Jon Moxley. Super hard-hitting match. The match ends with Moxley getting knocked out, which I think means he's taking a vacation finally.
Dude, the guy... No, isn't he doing a couple shows? He's going to the UK. Dates? Yeah, he has a couple indie dates set. I think he's going to the UK for an indie date. I know that he has that. But listen, man, he does need some time off. Mm-hmm. You could see that he's banged up. This guy was supposed to take time off after Chicago. Very good match though. Hangman and him, really, what a great opener. Hangman needed this for sure.
Yes.
Since getting the title, his stock went down. And I know it was, the concussion didn't help. The CM Punk stuff didn't help. It was just, I still can't believe all that happened, honestly. So wacky.
Yeah.
Adam Cole returned, cut a big babyface promo. Huge. I mean, you couldn't even hear the commentators. It was so loud, the crowd.
Oh, my God. I did not see this coming either.
Adam Cole returning. Adam Cole returned. He cut a big babyface promo saying he didn't know if he would be returning and actually teased retiring before saying he was officially back. The concussions were way worse than they put out there. And he took a long time. When was his last match, Matt? Can you find that?
It must have been like 6 or 7 months ago, right?
He was gone for a while.
When Adam Cole last wrestled?
Yeah.
Let me look into it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you look into it. What else was on the card?
Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who's starting to look a lot like Dylan, and FTW champion Hook beat Big Bill. I hate that name. And Lee Moriarty with Stokely Hathaway. Fun, quick match.
He hit him with a suplex.
Big Bill looks nuts.
He did.
Guy,
you know what, though?
great.
They need Enzo. I'm going to tell you. They need to sign Enzo. They need him.
They could do a lot of funny stuff because, Stokely's the mouthpiece for that group, right? The firm.
Yeah.
I would love it if Enzo showed up and they kind of have like, nah, I'm the mouthpiece. No, I'm the mouthpiece. No, I'm the mouthpiece. You know what I mean? Like the back and forth between them. Is that one of those wrestling things that we're just holding on to because we see Big Cass and he's so associated with Enzo that we can't let that go?
No, you know what though? It was such a good act. That's why.
Great act,
was Enzo unfairly fired? Was he, did he deserve to be fired? Did they jump the gun? Did they not? I don't even want to go into that. Was he out of his mind? I'm sure. But the dude was a charismatic character that worked. And all those people that were sick of Enzo were the same ones cheering him when they were together. I got to tell you, what a run they had when they shouldn't have. What an odd team. How this began in NXT and became a big act. I have to tell you, it was one of the biggest acts that they made. It was a great tag team act. And I could see them, if they were to ever do business again, if they want to get Enzo to do something, think of the tag division there. You got the Acclaimed, you got them. You could do a lot with that.
I think the Acclaimed versus Enzo and Cass in a series for those belts, that you're printing money right there.
Yeah.
Big money.
There's something there.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Adam Cole's last match was at Forbidden Door. So, like 6.5 months ago, 7 months ago.
Yeah, so it was June.
June 26th, to be precise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wild. Long time. So, Big Bill took a suplex from Hook, sold it like he was shocked, not hurt, which I liked.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes MJF cutting the promo.
Takeshi comes to the ring. Takeshi comes
to the ring first. Yeah. MJF comes out, cuts a promo on him. Freddie Prinze Jr. Who else was there?
Ken Jeong
was there. He does a classic MJF heel promo that upset people for the cheap heat he's doing. People are fed up with him. He's not doing anything. They're very angry at him. All right. I mean, the same thing that he did that got him over is now the same thing that's irritating you about him. I don't know what people want.
Getting mad at wrestling is like getting mad at clouds in the sky.
Do you know? I don't get. I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to have a fucking wrestling argument with an adult on the internet. Okay?
No.
I think there's nothing more. There's nothing more pathetic than going to somebody that is enjoying something, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It could be wrestling, enjoying AEW, and then just shitting all over what they enjoy. It is such a weird thing for me, and I don't have time in my life to do that. Like, I don't want to have a political discussion with anybody, and I don't want to have a pro wrestling discussion on why you dislike this company so much. It's sick. It's actually insane to me that people are so passionate about something that has nothing to do with them. Very strange stuff.
Don't yuck my yum.
Don't yuck my yum.
And also, listen, just because you watch wrestling doesn't mean you're a wrestler or on the creative team.
Yeah, I know.
So
great
MJF
match.
cut a great heel promo, right? Danielson's music hits. MJF bolts out of the ring to the top of the ramp, which I thought was an awesome heel move. Again, calling Freddie Prinze Jr. a yabba dabba douchebag, hysterical. I don't think I've laughed so hard at a promo in a very long time.
You like the yabba dabba douchebag one?
I liked the yabba dabba douchebag one. I liked how he also peppered in like all your heroes suck, which I think is a hysterical line. And then Danielson and Takeshita had a friggin' banger of a match, man. I want to see these guys in the G1 in some capacity.
Dude, he's huge. He's a big boy.
Big dude,
Takeshita.
man. How many belts is this guy gonna get?
I hope they're able to develop him into a big star. I really do, because I think there's something about him. There's something very he stands out for whatever reason. He has the it. I don't know whether or not they're able to capitalize in it. I don't know, because we saw, Okada had it in TNA, and it's the same guy, and it just never happened. So I hope that they're able to see this guy, and the audience loves him.
Let's take a trip into my brain here. So I think the Takeshita thing is Tony Khan's version of getting an Okada and trying to do the best, as opposed to what TNA did.
Yeah, just a body.
Right.
Danielson defeated him.
Yeah. Great match.
Yeah, with what did he beat him with? He beat him with Regal, the Regal stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, very cool. AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker defeated Saraya and Toni Storm. So this was the moment that everybody got angry after this match, because Mercedes Mone did not show up. Sasha was not there. Apparently the lights went out after the crowd, after they went to break, and the crowd thought that Mercedes was showing up, did not show up. So, listen, is she going to show up? There's still time. You could do something at the pay-per-view. They're building this. Maybe it didn't work out for this show, but you know what? Maybe they're going to keep hinting at the boss, and finally she's going to show up.
She's got a very interesting fan base where, like, I know
Sasha.
a lot of I know a lot of Sasha / Mercedes fans who like really like live and die by her. You know what I mean? And I feel like those are the folks that got like really upset. Again, it's like yelling at clouds. Who cares? The match was awesome. My favorite part was Jamie Hayter yelling into the crowd, "I'm the fucking champ," and kissing her belt.
Yeah, great job.
Keep that belt on Jamie Hayter for as long as possible.
Yeah, she's done a very good job here. I think what's eventually going to happen, Sheeta's going to go over to the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have 3 people there, and they're going to need to find another partner. So it's like the outsiders, right? Toni Storm's an outsider. Saraya's an outsider. They're all originals, right? On the other side, Jamie Hayter's an AEW original. Sheeta's an AEW original. Britt Baker's an AEW original. So you bring in Sasha for this, and there you go. Now you set something up here.
That's
okay,
a smart
cool.
way
You
to
could still do it. You could still do it.
Yeah.
Let it play out. Let's see, and then yell at the clouds. If it plays out and it's not what you want, yell at the clouds. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Jericho Appreciation Society. What did you think of this promo?
Listen, I loved it. I don't care. I loved every bit of it. I thought it was equally parts amazing and equally parts stupid, which is what I like about wrestling. The whole Jack Swagger hat thing, I was a little skeptical at first, but I love it now.
All right, that I'm into.
Action Andretti came out pretty much like trying to do like a Dice Clay kind of thing.
Yeah,
a lot of nut ball testicle.
Hey, so your broad had her hands on my nuts. You did one of those, and then you started smoking a cigarette like that. Yeah,
exactly. And I was okay with it. I do like Ricky Starks though, because I feel like that maybe there was a little truth to it where he was just like, "Yo, you're a big dummy."
Oh my god.
A lot of fun.
You know what?
Like,
I think
really
that should be
good.
his gimmick. Action Andretti should start doing. I like the race car gimmick. I think you need to get Bob Holly in here and make Action Andretti into a race car driver from the '90s. Into that, or he just does full dice.
Full blown.
I fell on my head and now I talk like this. Oh,
full blown pompadour and
Yeah.
leather jacket and cigarette.
I do that. That's why do you think I look the way I look? I'm just a dice impersonator.
That is true. When you see Andrew on the street, he's straight up just dice. Oh, a lot of
But with skinny jeans.
a lot of nasty ball humor. My jeans is so skinny so you could see my package.
Oh, my jeans are very skinny right now. I'm actually wearing chinos today, and they're very they leave very little to the imagination. I'll tell you that.
I got
Main
tree
event
testicles.
time. Main event time. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, with Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa on the outside. Defeated Death Triangle, Pac, Lucha Bros, Penta, El Zero, Muerte, me, Zero. You got to give me my Spanish lesson. I'm waiting for you for this.
Zero miedo.
Zero, Miedo, and Rey
Terrible.
Phoenix.
Great match.
Great match.
Great match.
What was it called, the match? What did they call it?
Escalera de la Muerto.
Very cool.
Is Kenny going back to the belt collector thing after that?
He got
After
two
that
now. He got 2 belts. I thought this match was great. Would you? I don't think it was their best one, but it was a really good match. Great storytelling that Kenny couldn't climb the ladder. Great spots in this match, and now it's over. So now where do you go from here?
Ooh, that's a good question because he did show up with that IWGP US title. I think they're gonna let that trios thing like rest a little bit and have the Bucks hang on to it for a little while. Who do you think is a team that could have like some kind of barn burner with them?
I don't know. There's a bunch of trios there. I mean, you got House of Black. That would be the first one I would go with, for like a big program. I do think you need to take the title off of Kenny and the Bucks. I feel like this is almost like a trap for them.
Why is that?
Someone's screaming outside.
There's always somebody screaming in your in your periphery.
Yeah, this I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think it would be the House of Black. You could do something with them.
You have Swerve.
You have Swerve and his crew. You could do something with that. I mean,
what I would love, Acclaimed and Billy Gunn going for all the tag belts.
Can you imagine him going up for a one-winged angel?
Oh my god, that would be insane. Imagine Billy Gunn kicks out of the one-winged angel.
He'll be the first one. Yeah. Doesn't work for me, brother. AEW Rampage. You're gonna have Death Triangle. Black Kings of Black Thorn.
I think you need new eyes, man.
I'm so sorry. I can't. No, you know what? I'm barely able to see this. I need reading glasses.
He spelled this shit right too.
He did. Takes on Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale face Anna Jay and Ty Mello in a street fight. The Acclaimed get their star on the Walk of Fame. We hear from Golden Globe winner Paul Walter Hauser.
Mike,
dude, can I tell you this?
You know you can make this bigger, right? Control plus, man.
Do you see what I'm doing? That's literally the only way I could see this. I'm making it gigantic now to see it.
Wow.
Darby Allin defends his TNT title against Juice Robinson. I didn't care for Juice Robinson's promo.
You know what? I liked it. He sounds like somebody, and he sounds like a celebrity, a comedian,
like, hey,
and I can't place who it is.
Yeah. I know. I can't place who it is. AEW Dynamite next week. So far, 2 matches. Oh, fuck you.
There you go.
MG. Oh, is that you or MG?
No,
fuck you, MG.
That wasn't me.
Bryan Danielson versus Bandito should be a barn burner. Jake Hager takes on Ricky Starks.
That's
just
right now.
making this 18. The font's at like a 99 now. He put it.
That's a 44 font.
That's
right
a 44 font. I could see that. Thank you. Thank
MG,
you.
can you make everything in a 44 font from now on?
Thank you.
All right,
All
you want
right.
to do questions?
Let's do Q&A, boys and girls. Submit your questions in the chat. You could hit the super chat button and prioritize your questions, so we bring it to the top. All your help, everything you donate essentially helps us, and it funds the show, and it funds paying MG Geek to do these wacky notes with a bunch of typos.
That is the bottom line. Like we said, guys, if you want to super chat us, we'll answer your questions first. We got a little time so we can address a decent chunk of questions today, and I think a lot of them are going to be fun. I see a couple of good ones in here, but I do have one that was sent to me from my buddy Alex first. If Disney does buy WWE, does that mean Vince has to dress up like Gaston at Disney World?
Yes, that's his job. He's Gaston at Disney World. That's what he has to do. Oh, my God. You know what, though? The Universal side, though, and John Alba brought this up in Observer Live. By the way, I have Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Live with me this Sunday.
Very nice.
John Alba brought up that, everybody's talking about, like, Disney and the park, doing something with the park, but NBC owns Universal. Isn't Universal a better fit for WWE, the live WWE experience? You could go in the Undertaker Haunted House. You could be on the most electrifying roller coaster. You go to Steve Austin's bar. Steve Austin's bar.
There you go.
You have all these. Options. You also could do a show there.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right. You could do NXT from there.
The Island of Relevancy party bar, where it's one of those pool bars in the middle, and so much stuff.
Can I tell you something really fucked up? You want a little peek into my obsessive compulsiveness? I have to go and take a shower after the show to redo my hair.
You can't just do a quote unquote horse bath.
No, I can't. Because I have to actually condition and soft because the chemicals that I have in my hair right now. What happened? I didn't get the pompadour up enough. So what's happening? It's starting to slowly fall down, and by the end of the day, I'll have like the '90s part because my hair naturally parts in the middle.
Are you leaving the house today?
Yes, I have to go to work.
I think it would be hysterical if you just did all this and just did not leave.
I know. I'm staying in the city tonight.
Sat on your couch all day. How does Jess feel about the hair thing?
I have to tell you, she was very against when I went on finasteride on Propecia. She was like, you don't need it. You got great hair. And then I went on it, and after 3 years, I showed her a before and after, and she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry I ever even questioned you.
But no, I meant not that.
My obsession with the hair?
I meant the obsession and what you just said now. Like, I got to take another shower.
Oh, she thinks I suffer heavily. I have issues.
All right,
but I think she's numb to it now. She's numb to it, dude.
You ready for some questions?
Let's do it.
$4.99 from Joel.
Yeah, Joel.
What's the percentage? Who do you think is the most likely to buy WWE? Do you think Triple H retains creative?
Yeah, I think for now, Hunter's going to be in charge of creative. Whether or not he listens to Vince or how much pressure Vince puts on him with direction, I don't know. We don't know that dynamic, but we do know that the reports coming out that Nick Khan was kind of like an intermediary for Steph and Vince. They weren't really seeing eye to eye on a lot of stuff, and Hunter and Steph were very much against selling the company. I would be against selling the company too, dude. It's my legacy. It's my family's legacy. This is what, their great grandfather started. Steph's great grandfather started this. I know that everybody talks about, Vince's dad, but his grandfather was a promoter too.
Yeah.
So I would be upset, but how often, and they're already very wealthy, so it's not about the money. It's not about the company not doing well. It's not about projecting that, TV rights deals, or maybe they do know something. Maybe they feel that TV rights deals are going to start going down, and they want to sell the company because there's going to be a loss in revenue. I don't know. I don't know the answer here, but I think taking it private would be what they're looking to do. So if they are going to take it private, it would probably be, the Saudis. If they take it private.
Yeah.
Hope that helps.
This next one is $5 from That Bean. A great week of sociology, news, and wrestling. Keep up the great work, and remember, spell check is your friend.
And Grammarly,
face.
He refuses it. He deletes his spell checker on Word.
Do you think that's because he thinks it's an app that's all about Kelsey Grammer?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Andrew, I don't give a shit about Frasier.
I love Frasier, by the way. Fantastic show.
Same here, man. Give me that Frasier. Let's see what else we got here. This is from the Shadow Ranger. This is a good one. This is a fun one. What movie would you most want to see totally remade with pro wrestlers? Which wrestlers would you have play the lead roles?
Goodfellas.
Give me the cast.
Hulk Hogan in the Robert De Niro position.
Okay.
Macho Man Randy Savage in Joe Pesci's position.
Come and take a look at these dresses. It's right down here. Right, just follow me right down here.
I would have Bret Hart as Henry Hill.
That's weird. All right.
Sensational Sherry as the wife.
Okay. Karen.
Karen. People go to jail because they want to go to jail. Karen. I would also remake. Let's see. What would you do? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That's my
Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Sami Zayn is Doc.
Doc?
Yeah, Sami Zayn. My casting is really nuts. So Sami Zayn is Doc Brown. Roman Reigns is Marty. Brock Lesnar is Biff.
Oh, yeah.
I would have what's his name as the dad as Crispin Glover, Johnny Gargano.
Oh yeah, great.
And let's see, I'd have Alexa Bliss as Lorraine. This would be it would be a terrible movie.
Fantastic.
You didn't say it'd have to be a good movie, and also
no,
it's not like we're good. I'd like to see Lawrence of Arabia with Roman Reigns. Let's see what else we got here. A lot of questions here. This is from Tim B. Is Rich aware that Disney has never shown serious interest in any WWE content ever? Disney isn't an option, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, he's very much aware.
I'm very much aware. But listen, that doesn't mean I can't think outside the box. And I just made a circle. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to see the ones that I can read perfectly here. This is from Chill Dude. If Jay White is WWE bound, is it main roster or NXT?
It has to be main roster. You don't put him on NXT. There's no point in it.
Yeah.
Unless you want a flagship guy. Oh, listen, unless you want a flagship guy. Everybody, the debate here, people were arguing. They're like, well, they put Kevin Owens and they put Kevin Owens went down there. Sami Zayn went down there. I'm like, yeah, but AJ Styles didn't.
Yeah, for sure. And but I think they stepped in shit with AJ Styles. I don't think they expected what they got.
I don't think they expected what they got, and they got something amazing for a long time. He had a nice long run. 2022 was the first year he did not hold a title in that company.
Wow. But
45 years old, by the way. 45.
Yeah, they treat him well. He's a lifer. He's got his own bus, Let's see what we got here. Everything Pro Wrestling asks, let me hear Matt Men's best surprise entrance for the Royal Rumble in 2023.
Oh, who are the legends that they could bring? Oh, you know what? Zack Ryder. There you go.
Cardona's a good one.
I'm going to go with Cardona.
I'm going to throw something out there that may not make sense, but might be really cool. Steve Austin.
Oh, hell yeah. What does he do?
I think he eliminates Kevin Owens. And
just again?
Just gets knocked out. He doesn't make it to the bottom four, but I think it would be a fun
Yeah,
appearance.
You know what though? Wouldn't that take away so much from anything else that happens in that Rumble?
I think there's a right way to do it.
Right? Isn't that too big?
You think so?
I mean, imagine if the final two, so you have Austin and The Rock, and it's Cody and Kevin Owens or something like that as the final four. Somebody's gonna be disappointed regardless, right?
Yeah.
You know what I want to see one last time? One last time, okay? I honestly, and this is something I want to see the back and forth punch between Austin and The Rock one last time. You know what I'm talking about? Those
I was
two
thinking
were killer with the open hand slaps back and forth.
I was thinking about that Wednesday night when we got Mox versus Hangman, and it brought me back to those big, wide, nonsensical punches these guys used to throw.
Yeah.
And, I get it now. It's a little more like elbows and strikes and stuff like that. But listen, give me like a big, wide punch that you could see coming from like miles away. Like that, I think that does it for both of us.
Yeah. Love it.
Let's see. It's from BC Knight. What would the first creative meeting between Triple H and his new boss, Tony Khan, be like?
I think Tony would be like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. you're Hunter. Dude, yeah. I think that's such a wacky idea too, right? That they would buy it. Listen, anything is possible. There were a lot of people that never thought that Ted Turner could lose control of his company and would be sold to Vince. And there were a lot of people that did think that. I don't think AEW is going to be a buyer. I don't think. It's hard to say. I don't see that happening. But that would be a very funny, hysterical situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be very funny. Hang on one second here. We got a good one here. If this is Sting's last year, how does he go out? I say he and Darby win the tag titles at Winter is Coming, and he goes out a winner.
I think Sting should challenge for the title for one last time.
Oh, for sure.
Not that he wins, but you give him that one last, it's like, this is Sting's final. This is his way out. I mean, he did that interview during one of the scrums, and he was like, it's like he had to relearn how to wrestle, essentially. He had to relearn how to work out, like, for the recovery time and everything. But the dude is in his 60s, and you know what? Face paint on, and he wears that bodysuit. Nobody questions a thing. He's still getting up. He's not holding his knees when he gets up. He's still moving. That guy has had... I never thought that he would... That Sting would be the guy that went through all the eras. 80s, 90s.
Oh my God, yeah.
TNA run into 2000s, went to WWE in the 2010s, went to AEW in the 2020s. This guy has been around forever. I never thought that he would be that guy with the longevity, but he is. And he's looking great. Dude. I don't get bothered by Sting. It's never a bother to see him on TV.
No, he looks great. He took care of himself. Good for him.
Yeah.
I would like to see, and Cadillac says, how about Dustin Rhodes challenging for the title too? I would love to see Sting have like a nice series challenging for that belt, and also Dustin challenging for that belt.
Yeah, why not? Do it. It's fun. How about Jeff Jarrett? Do you want to see Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah, why not?
And how great?
Why not? I kind of want to see him hold like one of those supplementary titles.
He's, you want to talk about a guy that I very much love to dislike on TV? He's that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much. Let's see. This is from BC Knight. Off of the topic of wrestling, what's your excitement level for The Last of Us on this Sunday? Oh, super high.
Can somebody explain to me what this is?
It's a TV show based on a video game.
Okay, what is it about?
It's not really zombies. It's post-apocalyptic. The world is taken over by like these gross-looking like plant people zombies.
Okay.
And there's very few folks left, and one girl has the potential cure for this whole thing, and she is being guided by this guy who is like a father figure to her, who lost his family, who takes her on this journey to go see basically like these doctors that could take her blood and fix what's happening to the world. So it's like their whole trip. It's
okay.
The game is incredible.
I'm into that.
I think the show looks good. It got like crazy reviews too.
I very much like the zombie stuff. I Walking Dead, I liked the first like 3 seasons.
Same here.
And then I just couldn't watch anymore. What took me out of it was, like, I know in the book there's no cure, right? There's no cure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still like that?
The book's over, but yeah,
did it end that way, that there was no cure?
Yeah, I mean, like, spoiler alert, The Walking Dead ends and there's still zombies. Yeah,
Okay, so how did it end? Are people going to get upset if you spoil it now?
I don't think so, because it doesn't really end like the show ends. Like in the book, guys, again, spoiler alert if you haven't read the Walking Dead comics, Rick dies, Rick gets killed, there's a flash forward, and it's his son Carl basically like kind of like setting up a new life, and it's like a good life. Like people now have like a good life, but they're still zombies.
I would have liked them to dangle like, oh yeah, there's no cure, but let people think that there is. And then maybe there's something that happens, like you show some sort of progress. I'm going to rewrite that whole show. I'm going to talk to them. I'll talk to the writers.
Yeah, talk to them. Give them a call.
Yeah.
Let's see what else
right
we
after
got
you
here.
get done rewriting the evasion angle.
And then I'm going to rewrite the invasion angle.
Oh, no.
By the way,
that's cool first.
Did you see that thing went viral? That little image that we made, huh? Of Steph and Shane doing an RF video shoot interview.
Yes, that was funny. Who made that? You made that or Jonathan made that?
Jonathan made it. Yeah, Jonathan made it.
Let's see here. This is from Andrew Barker. Which WWE buyer would provide the company with the biggest upside? Is there one company that can provide something more than money to WWE?
Well, it depends on what you mean by upside. If the upside is that Vince is in power, that's his upside. Yeah, and he'll go private. If it's, who would do justice by its library? I guess you would need. I don't know. That's a great question. Which buyer would provide the most upside? Honestly, I think the Saudis would provide the most upside because they'll inject a bunch of money and they'll be able to do stuff that they don't do. I don't necessarily think it's the best for optics with them owning it, but Comcast would make the most sense because they're a media partner. But if you want Vince out, you want them to be, if you want Vince out, you want them to be part of some big conglomerate. If you're on the side that Vince needs to be there, then you most likely it's going to be private.
Yeah.
Does that help?
I think so. This is from MCASP. Do you see AEW aligning with indies like Defy and PWG to help with house shows?
Not aligning, but they're very friendly. I mean, they send their guys to Defy, they send their guys to PWG. They've never been against the indies and utilizing that. I see them doing more stuff with them.
Well, it helps that one of their announcers is one of the founders of PWG.
Excalibur, yeah.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with Jericho showing up, which is nuts. Which I think like we didn't talk about Jericho showing up in Bola, which I think is awesome.
Dude, that was wild.
Again, not something you would see on your wrestling bingo for 2023, right?
I did not know.
I think we're living in the simulation.
Do you know how he got involved? Excalibur. He wrote for a video game a website, a wrestling video game website, and he met Super Dragon online. I didn't know that.
It's interesting how those old forums would connect people. Isn't that how you got in touch with like a lot of folks that you know today?
Yeah, tons and tons and tons of people that I'm still friends with today. I met on the forums.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Jay, I met him on the forums.
Let's see, what else do we have here? This is from Chill Dude flooding the chat with questions.
Nice.
Do you think WWE wants Jordynne Grace?
No, I think if they wanted her, they would have gotten her by now. Maybe they do want her. Maybe she doesn't want to go there.
True. This is from Carol Jones. Is Triple H gone by the Rumble?
No. I don't. I if that happened, that's disastrous.
This is from MCASP again. I love French Tony Khan. Thank you. How would he approach Vince McMahon and the WWE merger?
Yeah, how does he do it, Rich?
Oh boy, what would he do? I'm going to buy your number one, I'm going to buy your company. You are fired. And I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know what he would do. That's a good one. You are so fired. Give me Brock Lesnar.
You're so fired. And then he's smoking a cigarette.
I have all your toys.
I have all your toys.
I have all of your toys, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
You know, Tony, I know that he pops in every now and then. Can you just put on that beret for me? Just do it for me.
I do know that he watches the show intermittently. This is also an impression I could never do if I show up on Wrestling Observer Live.
No. When they're here in, they're going to be at UBS in April 1st, or whatever that date is, whatever that Wednesday is, April 5th, whatever that around WrestleMania. When we go, like, we have to bring them a little beret,
little baguette,
and a baguette from Milk Farm,
and a little baguette, little beret.
This is
for you. He'll
a pack of like fancy Marlboro 100s, Parliament 100s.
Imagine if he grabs us both by the ears and he's like, "Come here, let me talk to you guys, all right?"
I fucking know you went backstage.
Oh my god. Kayfabe, man. Let me talk to you guys. Listen, I know what you've been up to. I know about this stupid whole French Tony Khan nonsense that you're doing every week. Enough, all right? Enough. I get it.
Enough.
I get it. You guys are on the internet. And then he lets us go, and we're like, geez, dude, like, we're sorry.
And then he goes right into it.
And then he goes, apology accepted.
There we go.
Ding, 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 baby.
I got a bell now. This is a morning shock jock show. 95.5 WPLJ. Scott and Todd in the morning. There we go. We got Fred the Elephant Boy coming in. Fred the Elephant Boy died. Rest in peace, Fred the Elephant Boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Chill, dude. What is an out of left field buyer for WWE that could come out of nowhere? Jeff Bezos, baby.
Yeah, Amazon, Google.
He's got all the bread.
You know? Out of left field. I think the real out of left field would be the Cons. And then he could finally turn around and say, I have finally become that con man from Connecticut.
Oh, boy. There's
only one con in the wrestling business. I mean, there'll be so much fun stuff you could do there. But, yeah, I don't ever see them buying it, but I think that is the most out of left field, wacky pro wrestling angle buyer you could ever imagine. What if Shad becomes like a figurehead? What if Shad Khan now becomes a character on TV? He continues the heel owner.
Like, he gets really into it. Like, he's proud of his son for doing so well that he's like, I kind of want a piece of this. Let me see how I could do it. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be a
nice with his son. I think that'd be great.
Nice, fun family story.
I think Tony needs to grow the mustache. I think Tony needs that mustache. When he becomes an on-air character, like a real on-air character, Tony, he has to be a heel and he has to have his dad's mustache. He has to do it.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. I feel like he's going to stay behind the scenes as much as possible. If you notice, like, the first couple of years of Rampage, he had to be on the air and show up. Now, not so much, right? When he was doing the Impact stuff, though, I really loved it.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is from the Belt Collector. When do you think the next Omega Ospreay match will take place?
Maybe Forbidden Door, but I really don't want that to be the match of Forbidden Door. I want there to be a different match. It also depends on what building they want to run that next Forbidden Door in, and if they think they could do May, June? Can they go into Arthur Ashe in June? Can they get into a different stadium that could do 25,000 to 30,000 people, and your main event is Okada Kenny? You got to do Okada Kenny in North America, right? Yeah. You got to end up doing that match. If you're talking about this, I think this year you'll see it for sure.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. The questions are kind of loading a little weird here, so give me 1 second. This is from Cadillac. Also, who do you think beats Jade Cargill at this point?
It'd be cool if it was Sasha,
If it was anybody, it would have to be her, right?
You would have to do, because I also think they shouldn't take that title off of her, but they got to have her start facing some tougher opponents.
Yeah, for sure. I think she's definitely earned her stripes a lot.
She's fantastic though. What a look, right?
What
a look. She's growing in ring, but the overall presentation of her is fantastic. They've done an amazing, amazing job at the presentation.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see her versus Jamie Hayter.
Listen, she's gonna go for that title eventually. Maybe she doesn't lose. Maybe she doesn't lose the title and she says, "I'm done with this. I beat everybody. I want the other title. Here you go." And you start a bracket tournament and do whatever.
This is a good one from Pro Wrestling Joe. Do you know if Warner Brothers Discovery own a small stake in AEW?
I don't. I've been asked that the most, like the last couple months. I know that there was a rumor that they had a small piece. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I know that there will be more AEW related content on TBS or TNT. I know that they're working on stuff together. Good question. I'll ask again. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I really wouldn't. But also, maybe that's part of the next deal, you know?
Here's a good one from BC Knight. Should Adam Cole be the one to dethrone MJF for the title?
I don't think so. You have a lot of other opportunities here.
Yeah, I think MJF is going to hold on to that title and have good... I think he's going to beat Danielson, to be honest. I know,
but I want Danielson to win something. He needs to win a big match. Or this continues the story that he just can't cut the mustard. He can't do it.
It's still a good story.
It's still a good story that he gets right there and he just can't freaking do it. He can't win the title.
And it's also better for the babyface to chase the heel, right?
Always, yeah.
What if it carries over and to Double or Nothing and he gets a rematch there and then he wins the title?
You could do it, but do you want to do? You want to do the same match, two pay-per-views in a row, 3 months apart? I don't know.
Well, there would have to be a story advance for
I guess you could
to make it worthwhile. But yeah.
All right. This is from Mike Awesome. When they have an AEW Hall of Fame, who would you induct first?
John Moxley.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, he's been the backbone.
I would do. Give me, let's say 10 years from now, AEW Hall of Fame. Who's in that class?
The first one?
Yeah, give me 5 people.
You would do 10 years from now. You would do Britt Baker. You would do Kenny. You would put Sting.
Yes, Sting definitely.
Jericho. You know what? Jericho would be the first one. Jericho would be the first Hall of Fame inductee.
Jericho number 1. I would throw Cody in there too.
Yeah, fine, of course. All those guys, all the guys that were there from the beginning. Do they start putting people in that never wrestled for them? Like, do they start putting in people in their Hall of Fame?
20
Does Kurt Angle go in their Hall of Fame?
Ken Jeong,
yeah, he'll be in the celebrity wing, yeah.
This is from Estilo Latino here. Let's do a couple more and then be out. 11:30 out of here.
I got time.
I don't. Do you pair or feud Adam Cole with the Kingdom?
I think they're past it, Yeah. Do you do it? I mean,
no.
Do people even remember?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Really remember.
Yeah, I don't think they get like as much regard as people think they do, which is whatever, like they're great workers and everything, but it's such a saturated roster at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, we're also supposed to get Ring of Honor TV news. Like,
yes.
Now. The whole story was that they were waiting for the New Japan because they're going to be doing something with New Japan, and New Japan announced that their New Japan Strong show is canceled. So what are you doing here? Are they doing a Ring of Honor New Japan product? Which I think that's pretty cool if they continue that tradition of working together on their shows, but we still have no information on this.
Yeah. It'll come though. That'll be on the 2023 news for sure within the next month or so, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 months.
Yeah, maybe a couple of weeks. I would expect it in a couple of weeks.
This is from Colonel Stutters. Who will be the one to give Takeshita his first signature win?
Great question. He'll probably beat like a Malachi or a Neville, you know. He could do that, right?
I'm gonna go Moxley.
Okay.
I don't
That's
think
a big
Mox has
win.
any problem putting people over.
No.
You know, or Jericho for that matter. You know, but Jericho already did that with Action Andretti, and they're really milking that cow, huh?
Action Andretti, the race car driver.
Let's see what else we got here. So a couple of here we go. This is from Mike Awesome. When will Ashante make their Tokyo Dome debut?
That character is like 98% dead. Velveteen Dream ruined him.
Yeah.
The Velveteen Dream destroyed Ashante.
What else? We got time for one more good question, guys.
It's coming out. It's happening.
Oh no, it's Friday. That's what happens when you do your hair too much.
Yeah, that is what happens.
Turn into Enchante.
Free Enchante.
Hashtag free Enchante. Well, Enchante has to come back with a better gimmick.
Yeah, we need to revamp his gimmick.
But I wish you could make those pictures public.
Oh man, the Enchante ones.
Gross.
Which one? With the blurred one? Yeah.
Yeah, the blurred one with the glove. Nasty.
Yeah, nasty.
Let's see. There we go. This is from Pro Wrestling Joe. Why are they not replacing Steph? Did she not have a massive job? Or did she just have a fancy job title?
Optics. They did. She was co-CEO. That was her main job. They replaced her, Nick Khan as CEO. And then she was a chairwoman of the board. And Vince replaced her as executive chairman of the board. So she was replaced. I'm sure her board position will be replaced as well, but she was out of that marketing stuff. She was out of the branding stuff. She was just doing day to day with Nick more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. This is from Lewis. Are you guys coming out to WrestleMania?
I'm thinking about it. We have our tickets available, so that's not a problem.
Let's see if we can get the pot sweetened a little bit, and then we can both go out there.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do here.
That's what I'm saying.
That pot a little bit.
Sweeten that pot, baby. Get both the Matt men.
Which say, MJ?
I'm raising my hand.
Yeah, we're gonna put you in the luggage, and then they're gonna. But here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get on the wrong freaking plane. You're gonna end up in Alaska. Can you imagine?
Fine too.
Where am I?
We're gonna put
snowy
you.
Field.
We're going to put you in some luggage. You're going to end up being the caretaker / babysitter for a family in the Midwest.
Oh, look who's here. Idiot Cocoa Butter's in the chat room.
I'll got to WrestleMania with you guys.
By the way, let me just say this. Coco in the chat room made this.
I still think he needs an Etsy page, man. Coco, you need an Etsy page.
He does. Dude, he does amazing stuff. So he makes these... It's actually really cool. He makes these Jason masks. That's one. He made this for the club for today. I got to take this with me. But he really does some really good stuff. I mean, it's actually really awesome what he does.
You got to put that sapphire one on one of the goyles.
And he signs them all in the back.
But he signs them with your name.
No, he's just a crayon, dude. He just goes like this, just like Coco.
$2 from Mike Awesome. Thanks for answering my questions. You got it, Mike. No problem.
You got it. All right, let's do like 2 more questions.
Okay.
2 more.
I don't think we have any.
No more?
Yeah, there's a let's look at this queue over here. There we go. What do you make of Wade Keller saying Mercedes has attitude issues and rubs people the wrong way?
I mean, they've said that before. And then did you see that Wade Keller became a racist apparently for saying that?
No.
Yeah, he's getting canceled now. They're saying he's problematic, Wade Keller. I don't know. I mean, listen, Wade hears a lot of stuff. He's tapped in. It's possible. A lot of people have attitudes. A lot of people get rubbed the wrong way. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person. If you're passionate about your career, you're going to rub someone the wrong way.
Oh, for sure.
And I think she's very passionate about her career. Can you imagine how many times someone like Sasha or any of these wrestlers now, Gargano, do you know how many times they were told in their lives that, what are you doing? You're going to become a professional wrestler and do what? And you're going to be on you're going to go to WWE. You know how many times they've probably heard that? So exactly. I would be very aggressive about making sure that, F you, I'm here. I want my push. I made it here. I want more. So I'm sure she's rubbed people the wrong way, but that doesn't whatever. That's every job.
Exactly. And also, if you look at it from that classic perspective of she's a top tier talent, why not? It's fine. And I always think about their Shawn Michaels stories, man. Like the late 90s Shawn, just what I don't think anybody's that much of a handful at this point because, times are different.
Yeah, but, Shawn rubbed people the wrong way. Hunter rubbed people the wrong way. The Click rubbed people the wrong way.
And look where they're at now.
They're running the company.
Look where DX is right now. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? All right. Didn't someone in WWE tell her to fix her attitude? Yeah, wasn't that John Laurinaitis? Hey, enough with the back talk.
Guy sounds like a ghost.
Where is he now?
He's a ghoul. Didn't he get canceled too?
He got canceled. Yeah, he was a naughty boy. What else do we have? Anything else? Or are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's it, guys. That was fun. All right, everybody. We're done. Rich, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, everybody. MG, thank you for producing. I'll be back on Sunday with Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Live, trying to break down the entire debacle happening at WWE and a whole lot more. And we'll see you all next time, guys. Take care.
Later.